All right, we're here.
Are we sad that it's week 17 and the finale of the year?
Not yet.
Not yet. We're not sad.
No, because both our teams still have at least, a pretty good chance. That being said,
All you got to do is win and you're in. Except for the Colts. They can't do anything.
yeah, except for them. It's been a good year. And we have not seen a more competitive playoff picture since, what was it?
1991, dude.
Yeah.
Jeez, there hasn't been this many 10-win teams this deep into the year since the early 90s.
Yeah. And this is with an extra playoff seed. It's never been this crazy.
If this were last year, dude, there could be an 11-5 and a 10-6 team miss the playoffs.
Isn't it also most 50 years since divisions and playoff spots have not been locked? That's a high.
It's been 30 years.
Yeah.
It's been 30 years since there's been 7 playoff teams or 7 playoff spots available in
That's
week
what
17.
it is. Yeah. Because normally they're locked by this point, and you're just playing for seeding.
Yeah. But there's so much all 3 freaking wild cards in the AFC and the AFC South are up for grabs right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's up for grabs in the NFC
all
right
but
now.
one.
All but one.
Mm-hmm. All but one in the wild card, and then you got the NFC East.
Is it the Bucks that clinched a spot?
Bucks clinched the worst they can do is 6th.
So the Bucks were a little bit better than you thought they'd be.
Not necessarily. I said I thought they could make the playoffs because the NFC was trash. And on that note,
They are trash.
They are. Let's get into it. And first game we got Miami and Buffalo. I did choose Miami. The logic I use is Miami has more to play for. Pittsburgh said they weren't going to try against the Browns. I have to hope the Bills believe them. Because this late in the year, you're going to want to try and get some rest.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, the Dolphins did almost beat them week 2. It came down to a 4th and goal stand. Miami has the talent. I think they have a shot. But I'm uneasy about it.
I understand your logic completely. But
I know.
I don't know if Buffalo's going to rest their starters or not. And my pick is contingent on that. But as far as I know, they're not resting their starters. So I'll pick Buffalo. I don't feel good about it.
What I kind of think will happen is if the Bills fall behind by 2 scores, they'll probably just give up at that point. They'll just, okay. And that's it.
Yeah. So.
But if they don't, then...
But I guess if Buffalo pulls a bunch of their starters, Miami wins.
Yeah.
But,
Baltimore and Cincy.
I read a weird stat today that Cincinnati has won in week 17 of the last 18 years. So that kind of concerns me. But although I don't think Cincinnati is very good, they've been playing a lot better recently. However, I think Baltimore has also been playing a lot better recently, and they've really found their identity on offense recently. The last
Finley.
5 weeks, they've been playing really fucking good.
Yep.
I think the Ravens take this.
I do too. They're just the better team, more to play for. I do think Cincy has the chance to play spoiler. It's just not good. It would come down to...
They're going to try.
This game, to lose this game, it would come down to the Ravens not... it would come down to them not taking
them seriously.
Yeah, and phoning it in like they did that year with 4th and 12.
Yeah, it would take that.
All right, next you got Pittsburgh and Cleveland. I'm going with Cleveland because Pittsburgh outright said they're starting their, Mason Rudolph, so at least 3rd string.
I think they gave up on the 2nd seed because they think Buffalo's going to beat Miami, so whatever.
And Bills have tiebreaker.
Bills do have tiebreakers, so I figured Cleveland, they want to get into the playoffs desperately, so they're going to beat the Steelers.
To break that huge drought, and I think there's no better way to rebound off a devastating loss to the Jets than to clinch a postseason
and especially if you just get embarrassed, man. You got to bounce back.
Pretty much. Do you
got to feel like week 17 is just as hard to guess as week 1?
Not really. I actually find it's about as easy because you still have a good general idea. And we're breaking the 30-second rule this week, but
whatever.
To the 3 people that see it, whatever. Just week 1, you kind of have a general idea for teams, and you think, maybe these teams get more respect, these teams get less respect. Week 17, there's some inalienable rules, and it's that Certain games are guaranteed based on certain factors. For example, and we'll get to some of these games, some teams have absolutely nothing to play for, and if it were any other time in the year, you would not pick them. But because of it being Week 17, you have to. And there's a reason they're the favorite. In fact, we'll just get into one of those right now. We got the Chargers at Kansas City. Are you going to pick the Chiefs?
I mean, it's logical, but why wouldn't the Chargers win?
Exactly. The
Just
Chiefs
because-
have nothing to play for.
Nothing. They're going into a bye. They're probably going to rest a lot of their starters.
Yeah.
They don't really care.
The Chiefs have the talent to beat them even with their backups, but I don't see why they would. There's no benefit
It
to
would
it.
just to be like, haha, screw the Chargers.
In fact, the Chargers
it.
are favored by 3 points in this game.
I don't doubt
Exactly.
it. So
Vegas
the Chargers
knows.
win for no reason.
Yeah, so I'm also picking the Chargers. I know the Chiefs can win, but I'm going with the Chargers.
Same.
All right, so we both picked Cleveland, Minnesota, and Detroit. That one, both these teams have really nothing to play for.
This is kind of just kneel the season out. Let's go into 2021 offseason.
Based on that, I'm going with Minnesota. Just Matt Stafford was injured last week, and I kind of think that outside of Matt Stafford, the Lions just don't care.
Yeah, I guess I agree.
Yeah,
I don't really have a good analysis on this because it's really pointless to give an in-depth analysis at this point. It's just get this over with. Let's go into the playoffs. These teams are worrying about their draft pick, basically.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, then you got the Jets at New England. Who you got?
Same situation, man. I mean, the Jets probably... I guess the Jets. Why not?
I'm actually going with the Jets because guess what? The Jets have something to gain here, and so do the Pats. The Jets get to say they beat the Pats for the first time in God knows how long.
Right.
And the Pats get to improve their draft pick because the Jets are locked into the second seed. That is the whole reason, or second draft pick. That is the whole reason I'm picking the Jets. And it's logical. I think they pull.
not?
What's weird
They've
is New
won-
England. New England is favored. I find that odd. I'm probably gonna throw money on that game.
The Jets have even beaten, like, good teams. Like, I have no question that they could beat New England right now with
Absolutely.
nothing to play for. So why not? Like,
Yeah.
if you have the second seed in the draft locked in, like, why not just beat the Patriots week 17? Fuck
Yeah,
the
and that's
Patriots.
going to lead to one of the harder games to pick this week. Probably the hardest game of the week. We got the Jags versus the Colts. Colts, this isn't a shoo-in. The Jags like to play spoilers. They beat you week 1 because you didn't take them seriously. And now they genuinely have nothing to lose. They are 2021 draft champions.
They have the number 1 overall pick.
They have it. There's no reason
And
for them to not
They can
try
win
and
this
murder
game.
you.
They could try. Why not? I
Yeah.
mean, screw it. Why not end the season trying to beat the Colts?
I am choosing the Colts. But I just want the Colts to be aware that it's not smart to expect this as a win.
I'm going to pick the Colts, too.
They do have more talent. That's
They
the
have
defining
more talent.
That's it.
They have a playoff spot to maybe play.
Yeah.
They still have an 80% chance. To
I expect
get
this
into
to be a
playoffs.
good game, but I'm expecting like a 31-28 type score.
It'd be
Like,
funny if the Jags won, dude.
oh god, I'd love
I
it.
come back on here and I'm like, I'll take 2 shots
Yeah.
because, yay!
Dallas at New York Giants. I'm actually picking the Giants here.
Okay.
The sole reason is if Dallas wins or Washington wins, that means the division winner has 7 wins, and I want to see a 6-win division winner. And the only way that happens is if the Giants win this game. So please, Giants, please.
I think the Cowboys win. The Cowboys, they haven't been good this year, but like recently they've been winning a few games in a row, so why not a 4th one in a row?
Against not great opponents though. Got the
I
Eagles,
mean,
the
Giants
Bengals.
have pretty good defense, but their offense just
The Niners.
so fucking bad, dude.
That's the thing with the Giants. But they did manage to knock off the Seahawks. I kind of gotta hope they have something in the tank.
They do have a good defense.
Yeah.
It is like top 5.
But is it enough to beat Dallas? Who knows? But
knows?
I don't expect. I'm actually mainly picking the Giants because I want to see a 6-win team, but also because
That'd be
Mike
cool.
McCarthy is an idiot. So I expect him to blow it outright. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. So, what did we say?
Tampa Bay is overrated.
Yeah, they are. But they are a playoff seed. I expect the Falcons to win this one in Tampa Bay.
Really?
Yeah, the Bucks are locked into the playoffs. It doesn't matter if it's the 5 or the 6 seed.
I
And
think seeding matters, though. Wouldn't you think
the
the
problem
Bucks would play
is
for seeding? Though?
yes, because NFC East is the 4th seed. However, the only team that can surpass the Bucks is the Rams, and I don't think the Rams win. We'll get to that. Jared Goff broke his thumb.
Yeah.
So it comes down to that. So I think the Bucks are going to kind of not care. Plus, the Falcons are mad about the reffing in the previous game with these two. Did you see that first down call?
No.
Could have fit your hand in
like,
between it.
Where it was like,
no, you could have fit your full hand in between it. That was bad.
First down Bucks.
Yeah, no. The Falcons blew it, but I expect Matt Ryan to get his revenge this game.
Okay, fine. I'll go with the Falcons too.
Yeah, I think it's logical. Green Bay at Chicago. Chicago needs to win to probably... Actually, they would get in if they win. They won't. No. Packers have the 1 seed on the line. And that's what it comes down to.
1 seed is very valuable this year. I don't think Green Bay would let that slip for the Bears. So, especially the Bears. Like, they're going to bury the Bears. So...
Fun fact, the Bears are legally the hottest offense in the NFL. They've scored over 30 points the last 4 weeks. They're the only team to do it.
Shut the fuck up.
It's true. But that streak will break. Spree will break. Packers should win, and I'm sorry, Bears. It's just, I don't see you doing it. You have to go back to Matt Nagy at his prime and somehow Mitch Trubisky before he liked throwing interceptions, so...
He does do that.
Yeah. Las Vegas at Denver. Neither team has anything to play for. I actually think the Raiders should lose this game for draft reasons. However, I don't think they do. I think Gruden is...
That'd be a Gruden thing. It'd be just a pride thing for him to do this.
That's exactly what I think
Las Vegas
it is.
Wins.
Yeah, I think they're pretty upset about the previous game they should have won had they been disciplined. So... I think that comes into play. Let's see. Arizona at the Rams. See, what's funny is I would pick the Rams. Sean McVay has swept the Cards the last 3 years. He has their number. Starting quarterback's out. Broke his thumb. Kyler Murray might not start, but...
He said he will.
It was up in the air, but I think he does. And I think the Rams... sorry. God, I'm slurring words. I think the Cards beat the Rams. I think they lost to the Niners because they were overlooking them looking towards this matchup. Whereas the Rams kind of been on a...
They kind of have, but I think the Rams still win just
you
because even though it's your backup quarterback, usually when a backup quarterback comes in, like they end up winning because you have no tape on them and it's just weird and they surprise you. So Sean McVay is not stupid. Like he's good at offense, so... Maybe he'll come up with some creative stuff and beat the Cards.
We shall see. But
Rams' defense is good.
I do think this will be absolutely a game to watch, not just for playoff implications.
Well,
I just think it'll be not just for it. I think it'll just be good to watch. Seattle at San Fran. Same thing as earlier with the Bears and the Packers. Seattle will win because they have something to play for. San Fran seems to like playing spoiler, and they just did.
Will they, though? Will they play spoiler?
They just ruin the Cards' odds, but...
Will they just ruin Seattle's chances at their number 1 overall?
No, they won't. I don't see how they could. I don't see why they would either. There's really not much more to say than that. It's just Seattle is the better team. They have much more to play for.
San Francisco's best bet is just get a better draft pick because, like, you do got a bunch of good pieces coming back next year.
Absolutely.
Like, you're still a talented team, so why not just take the high draft pick and be good next year?
Yeah. Yeah. COVID really...
it's COVID injuries, whatever.
Yeah. Tennessee at Houston. Thank you, Houston. You made me happy. And with this game... The Titans win, and that locks Miami into 3rd overall pick in the draft.
But what if Houston wins?
I don't think they do. Tennessee has something to play for. The division is on the line. If the Colts win and the Titans lose the division and could possibly miss the playoffs. So I don't think the Titans blow that. I think they handle business with the Texans, especially after the string of heartbreaking losses the Texans have had. I think they're phoning it in. And J.J. Watt even made a speech about effectively that. So I don't think 1 week would fix that.
No. I don't either. Dude, I hate the Texans so much. Like, you've had so many chances to beat the Colts on the 2-yard line. Like, you couldn't even help the AFC out by beating the Tennessee Titans if you wanted to.
God,
Like, the Titans are going to win, man.
If they beat the Colts even once, every playoff seed would be locked. Yeah.
Fumbled on the 2-yard line.
Twice.
Both times.
Mm-hmm.
Both times.
Good God.
And that was like game-deciding fumble. Like, one would have won the game and one would have tied the game.
Mm-hmm. But give it to Tennessee.
Whatever.
Houston will play for pride, but they haven't had pride all year.
You got nothing to play for, so you might as well just try and play spoiler, I guess.
Don't. Please don't.
Please do. Fuck the Titans.
If they play spoiler, we might drop to like the 9th pick. I don't want that.
I doubt that, dude.
If they win. I doubt they win.
Do it.
New Orleans at Carolina. Similar situation. New Orleans has something to play for. New Orleans, Green Bay, and Seattle all have the 1 seed on the line. Therefore, New Orleans is going to beat the Panthers. Simple
Only
as
one
that.
team can get that, so you might as well win that game.
Yep.
Wouldn't it be crazy if the Panthers upset the fucking Saints?
It would be. And Drew Brees has never swept the entire NFC South. But this is the year.
This is last year. You're going to send him out with the Super Bowl.
I hope so. He deserves it.
You deserve it after what you did with him 2 years ago, so come on, NFL.
And then finally, to end it, I know everyone's been frothing at the mouth for it. Another NFC East primetime game.
Oh, wow. That thing no one asked for.
No, yeah. Basically, what's special about this is depending on the winner of the Giants-Cowboys game, if the Eagles pull off the upset,
that winner would win.
yes. On that note, I actually do think Philly pulls off the upset. What
is Alex
better
Smith going to
way?
play, though?
I think that he was gearing towards playing.
Dwayne Haskins is going to play. Oh, wait.
Dwayne Haskins is released, no. But there's just... This one is the gut feeling. Like, I think Philly wins this one. I really do. For no reason. But also, Jalen Hurts has came in. He's done well. Last week was his worst game as a starter. And Philly loves to do this.
Want
Philly
you to get in.
loves it.
We want the Giants to win the division at 6-10. Come on. Come on, Philadelphia. Come on, Giants.
Yeah, and not only that, but if you recall week 1, Washington was trailing Philly by 17 and then scored 27 unanswered. And that was in Wash. I kind of expect a similar situation where the better team is winning for the majority of the game and then for no reason they blow it. I think this is it. I think it's like the perfect duality type situation.
Go Eagles.
I do think Philly does it.
Go Giants.
On that note, do you have any closing notes about the AFC playoff picture at least?
The AFC is freaking nuts, dude. Like, it doesn't matter, like, really who wins in, like, the playoffs. Like, is it really an upset?
No.
Like, if your team loses first round, you're like, dude, the AFC was just nuts.
Absolutely. Even if, God forbid, we don't make the playoffs, I'm still happy with this year. 10-6 at the worst. Like
10-6 and missing the playoffs. Like shit.
There's
like,
no shame in that.
You went 10-6.
Not only
You
that.
can go 11-5 and miss the playoffs this year in the
You
AFC.
can, legally. If everyone wins,
The Colts
including
are
the
out
Colts, they are out, yeah.
at 11-5.
Which,
And it's crazy because if this were last year, there'd be 2 11-5 teams missing the playoffs.
and there's only been 2 11-5 teams to ever miss the playoffs. So that'd be really crazy.
That would be nuts. That'd be peak 2020. Like,
Yeah.
send it out. Like, okay, bye. Please don't come back
Send me out with a bang.
until
Well,
fucking 2120, whatever.
that'd be 2021. New year. We'll see how it goes. And on that note,
See ya.
bye.